Hello, we're going to do a video on not pruning roses, because you do that in the off season, but more after their first flush of flowers are over, sort of tidying them up for their second flush. And we're going to do something on fuchsias. And here we just start off with this fuchsia Versicolor, one of my favourite plants. It's absolutely super. Now if we hadn't had the bad May, it would be this high now, but that's absolutely super. And the combination of the dark red and the light soft foliage is really, really good. It's funny enough, it doesn't sell well. It's not a good seller in the garden centre because it doesn't present that well in the pot. It's only when it gets into the ground and it gets a bit of size do you realise how good it is. Actually, there's another fuchsia that doesn't sell that well either. That's called Dark Night something or other. That's a nice one too. It's only, once again, I got hammered with the frost and it's only started getting into its stride. Let's see. Now, it's very hard to beat the common fuchsia. That's the one that's more or less a weed in Ireland, in the west of Ireland, grown in the hedgerows. That's magellanica. It's Riccartonii. It always works, always grows, never gives trouble. Now, it shouldn't have been planted here with the red rose and the red fuchsia, but at the time, I wasn't thinking. Now, it's a good time of the year to take cuttings of fuchsias, and this is how you take cuttings. There we go. There we got 3 cuttings. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very soft in the top. Nip the top out like that. It doesn't really, maybe, doesn't matter how. Nip the top out there, yeah. And if you only have a few, get one of these. If it's outside, drill holes in here. Put a mixture of cutting material for cuttings. In the olden days, it was peat and sand 50-50. You can do all sand. You can do peat substitute and sand. But the important thing for substrate for cuttings is that it doesn't contain any nutrients, because they can't take the nutrients up. And if you have lots of nutrients, all you do is end up with moss and all stuff like that. So, or an algae and stuff. So you have it. It's meant to be more or less sterile. So you put the soil to here. You put your cuttings in. Actually, they would be too high. So maybe a deeper box, or even be cuttings. That's all you do. You don't even need to use a sack of tares or get them. That'll work, and that'll work with roses too. You are taking cutting from a rose at this time of the year. Soft foot cutting. Do the same. That's a cutting there. That was root. And here's one I did earlier, about 6 weeks ago. We took a few cuttings from that one over there, and we powdered it up, and it's starting already. The root. Well, that's fuchsias. Now roses, I have to put on the gloves. Now, I'm not a great fan of gloves, and the reason why, when I was a gardener in Germany for a while, the proper gardeners didn't wear gloves. That was the thing. It was the helper outers who wore the gloves, and the proper gardener, you get your hands cut, and that's part of gardening. But that's all obviously changed now. But you really need gloves for roses, and probably better gloves than these. You're better off getting the good strong ones if you're doing a lot of rose cut. Now, you don't need to cut this back. You could do that with it. Probably. Get rid of as much of the petals. Get all the petals to fall down onto the ground underneath. Don't have them sticking to the leaves. You know, that would work. But particularly if you only have a few roses, what you would do is cut back to a bud normally. You can see, if you look close in here, David, you can see the new growth coming out. And already it's forming flower buds for the second flush. But you can just, it's quite therapeutic in the evening. Just take your time. And you cut above a bud. You don't have to. It's just done for aesthetics. It doesn't do the plant any harm if you don't cut exactly the right way. For 10 minutes. I won't, that's enough. And at some stage when you're doing this, you have to stop, because you keep going and going and going and going. At some stage you have to say, no, I've done enough, I've done enough. Okay, that's enough. I'll do the rest later. And now we just have a quick look at this here. This was planted about a year ago. It's coming on nicely. I probably overcrowded it with these Molinia transparent, but at the same time they look good. This Aster was put in as a combination, and we have a look at the combination. Now look at that for a combination, isn't that super? And then behind we put some Veronicastrum, which are a little bit wishy-washy. Probably not needed. And we put the fuchsia in and a few grasses in. And as I say, that's red and that's red. If I was a little mistake. And we should maybe remove one of the bamboo. That's the bamboo vivax. It's called vivax. It's the bamboo that has the largest, I think, the thickest cane you can get in Ireland. But it has the habit, it doesn't go straight, it has the habit of going like that. So this is south facing. That one there. There we go. And just to finish off, noticed when I was looking at this morning, that sycamore, that lovely purple sycamore. Now sycamore is one of my favourite trees, very underrated tree. I absolutely love it. That branch is sort of obscuring, it's getting in the way here, so let's see. Whoa. I wish they'd invent the chainsaw. Bloody hell. I thought that was just a little branch. Wouldn't mind, I have thought I'm taking. Oh yeah. Whoa. We got it. Did you do a lot of damage or just a little bit of damage? Now, all I can say is, that's how a professional does it. I wouldn't like to see an amateur doing it. Okay, that's enough for today.